Hello, welcome back to my channel. This is Dr. Elm again. I'm a rheumatologist who practices integrative medicine in Hawaii. Today we're going to talk about meditation for chronic inflammation. We'll talk about how chronic inflammation happens first, and then discuss about this practice called earthing and mindfulness strategies that can be very helpful for healing. So there are many contributing factors for inflammation such as Western diet, obesity, and stress is a big component in inflammation. I borrowed this framework from Dr. Joe Dispenza, so I'm going to give you a brief overview first and give you more detail, okay? So when we have certain thoughts, it creates certain emotions that correlate with that thought. And then when we feel certain emotion, our body creates certain hormones that correlate with that emotion. And then hormone has direct physiologic effect on our body. For example, many of my patients have told me that they have some struggles in their home when they were younger. And they have told me that they have never felt safe in their entire life. If their thought in their mind is, I'm unsafe, emotion that they will feel will be anxiety and stress. In that circumstance, body will make stress hormone called cortisol and inflammatory signaling molecule called IL-6. And they will cause inflammation in our body, which is a physiologic effect. On the other hand, let's say you're a mom of 2-year-old, okay? If your daughter tells you, Mommy, I love you, the thought in your mind will be, I am loved. And the emotion that you will feel will be love and gratitude, perhaps. And hormone that your body will make will be oxytocin, happiness hormone. Physiologic effect will be health, production of healthy proteins. So our goal will be to go from the top portion to bottom portion here in this picture. So our thought and emotions are important component of health. So it is important to have loving, grateful emotions than inflammatory emotions such as anxiety and stress. This is why mindfulness practices such as meditation can be very, very helpful for your healing. So immune response to stress. So inflammatory signaling molecules such as IL-6 or TNF, they are important part of normal function while infection is going through. It activates our immune system to deal with that infection. Neutrophil is one of the first responders in our immune system. IL-6 TNF attract neutrophils to the area of infection and have them make toxic free radicals to kill the germs. In chronic inflammation, such as autoimmune disease, however, IL-6 and TNF are chronically elevated in absence of infection. In that case, neutrophils are running around destroying our normal cells with free radicals. They think there's war going on. They're confused. So that's why IL-6 and TNF are target molecules for rheumatoid arthritis medicine such as Humira and Actemra. Mind-body are connected, and patients with autoimmune disease, they tend to flare when they're going through mentally stressful time. So I'm going to talk about earthing here. Many of you may have heard of earthing. For those of you who are new to this concept, earthing is getting in contact with natural surface such as grass or sand with your bare foot. They also make grounding mat for indoor use. Earthing has been a common practice in Asia. There are hiking trails that are designed for barefoot walkers for health benefit. It's becoming more common in the US as well, with a popular video called the Earthing Movie. They are available on YouTube. There are numerous studies done on earthing. To point out some, it is shown to have statistically significant improvement on pain, sleep, stress level, chronic inflammation, among many others. They are small studies, but they did show statistically significant improvement. And how does it work, by the way? I know it sounds like pseudoscience, right? Here's the summary of scientific theory discussed in the literature. We need electrons for cellular function and to maintain homeostasis in our body. Chronic inflammation depletes electrons in our body. In chronic inflammation, such as in autoimmune disease, free radicals are destroying normal cells in the absence of infection. Free radical in definition is that there are some chemical species with unpaired electron in their outer orbit. When it's unpaired, it is very unstable and it can cause damages to surrounding structures. And we use this exact mechanism to deal with pathogens. during infection. Using enzyme, we need to add one more electron to neutralize the free radical to achieve homeostasis. So we need electrons to cool down inflammation. Also, electron is an essential component of energy production in mitochondria. When electrons are depleted, we cannot cool down chronic inflammation or make energy efficiently. So we do need electrons. The thing is that our Earth, Mother Earth, has unlimited electrons, and our skin is electroconductive. By putting our bare foot in contact with our natural surface, we can charge up with electrons. So Earth is acting like a battery. When we wear shoes, the sole of our shoes are made of rubber or synthetic material. This whole process is blocked. Rubber is not electroconductive. Let's talk about traditional Chinese medicine perspective of stress. I practice acupuncture. In American College of Rheumatology, they published integrative rheumatoid arthritis treatment guideline, and it conditionally recommend acupuncture for rheumatoid arthritis now. This is 2024. Pretty exciting, huh? So in traditional Chinese medicine, it is thought that spiritual and psychological trauma and stress, they get stored in fascia. What is fascia, by the way? When you go to Costco and buy a big piece of meat, you see that dense white layer between meat, right? That's the fascia. We have to remove that before we cook steak. Fascia is dense, fibrous connective tissue. It permeates throughout the human body, and it surrounds and connects muscles, organs, and other structures, providing the big framework. Fascia holds blood vessels, nerves. Healthy blood circulation and nerve stimulation are essential in cell function. The thing is, important meridian points are typically located within fascia. So when you go to your acupuncturist to get acupuncture for your chronic neck, shoulder tightness from all the stress, needle goes into meridian points in fascia to disperse the stuck energy. Also, needles are made of metals, right? Electroconductive metals. Needle functions as an electrode and create electron migration, movement of electrons. So sequence of needles are delicately placed to induce movement of electron in the body to induce healing. Similar to earthing in terms of the use of electron supply for healing, right? So electron is needed to neutralize toxic free radical, to cool down inflammation, and optimize energy production. Since mental and spiritual trauma cause inflammation in fascia, according to traditional Chinese medicine, we need mental and spiritual healing to get free from trauma. So that's the big theme of this talk today. So this is the big picture on how energy flows in traditional Chinese medicine. Energy flows from the bottom of the foot along the front side of body. It hits the crown of the head and then return to the foot along the back side. If you're familiar with yoga or their chakra system, this may sound familiar to you. Energy moving up from the root chakra and then to the crown and back down, right? In TCM, there's a saying, qi flows freely, there's health. Where qi is blocked, there's pain and disease. They emphasize the flow of energy, qi, for health. So synthetic rubber was developed in the 1960s. When Chinese people designed this energy concept 5,000 years ago, probably earthing was an automatic thing for them. Although body can survive as an isolated unit, as most of us wear our shoes all the time and live in electrically isolated housing, the benefit of earthing suggests that we may be a part of something bigger circuit than our body. I was studying microbiome the other day and had this thought. So microbiome is a collection of microorganisms, including bacteria, fungus, and virus that live within us and the environment, right? When microorganisms exist in harmony, we have health. In harmony, they are kind to our immune cells. When pathogens such as C. diff infection break the harmony, it can cause inflammation and harm our entire body. Just like what microorganisms are for our human body, humans and animals on this earth might be microorganisms for Mother Earth. Living creatures, we interact with each other and we can affect health of our own planet. So in the big picture, the goal might be to heal ourselves from our own trauma and share love with others and Mother Earth to live in harmony. Personal thought. For the past 2 years, I have tried very hard to make mindfulness practices approachable for my patients to help them heal. This is what we have in our curriculum right now. There are 3 components. You can employ each component alone, in combination, or all 3 together. So first one is earthing. We charge up our electrons to neutralize free radicals and produce energy. I prefer actually putting my feet on grass. But for those of you who want to try earthing for sleep, you could consider purchasing grounding mat on Amazon. They start in $22. Secondly, we need to optimize breathing. We need to optimize oxygen delivery for ourselves. We discussed about pranayama breathing in the last video. Please check it out if you haven't. Last piece is Ho'oponopono. This is traditional Hawaiian practice for emotional and spiritual healing that goes with the theme. You can do it alone while looking at the mirror or eyes closed, or do it with someone you care about. So it goes like this. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. You can repeat it as many times as you want. You might feel something warm coming up on your heart. You can put your hands on your heart as well. If you're doing it with a partner, you go first and have them go. Okay? So the goal in life may be to heal from our own trauma and be more of love, and then share more love with others and the Mother Earth. The goal in life may be to keep shedding limiting beliefs and trauma to understand the intention of the Creator. It's a lifelong process, and I do think it's totally worth it from my experience, from my own healing. So today we talked about chronic inflammation and our anti-inflammatory meditation. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you.